All right, welcome everyone to this evening's webinar. We had a lot of exciting workshops and webinars this week for 2021 Grow Together conference, which was all virtual. And we will be concluding tomorrow, so we're very happy you're able to join us tonight. And I'd like to introduce myself. First of all, my name is Ijendu Obasi. I'm Outreach Coordinator in South Bronx and Upper Manhattan. I'm joined by my co-workers, Twywana Bush, who's going to answer the Q&A or handle the Q&A tonight. And we also have tech support, Bill Pape, who is Outreach Coordinator in Brooklyn. And sorry I didn't give Twyana's title. She's actually in charge, or sort of like the Director of Programs and Planning. So we also are joined by two interpreters. We have Washington Chavez, and we have Jolanda. Yes. So if you need Spanish translations, be sure to take advantage of our interpretation feature. And without any further ado, I'd like to introduce Gioya DeSouza-Fennelly. And as you know, tonight's webinar is entitled Friday Night Body Care. And Gioya DeSouza-Fennelly is a biophysical chemist turned green chemist, 40-year veteran, educator, teaching science through the lens of sustainable development education. So welcome, Gioya. And throughout this presentation, if any of you have any questions, be sure to just jot it down in the chat, and we'll be sure to answer it at the end of the presentation. So thank you so much and welcome.
Hi, everyone. Is everybody in, or can we start?
You're on, yep.
Yep, okay. So, so today what we are going to be doing is looking at using sustainable materials for body wellness. So maybe all of us have been at home, we haven't been to the beauty parlor, but most of the things that we are going to do today, you can make at home and it'll make you feel really good, right? So we have 8 products. I'm going to share my PowerPoint with you. And as we go along, if you have any questions, I don't mind being interrupted, put them in the chat and they will ask me the questions and I will try and answer them to the best of my ability. So. Okay, so this is the PowerPoint. Let me go to presenters. Okay. Right. So at the end of the week, if we were working in offices, we would come home and usually everybody's wiped out. You know, they just want pizza and to go to sleep, right? But we are all home. So let's try and put our minds into the frame where we are going to be indulgent today. So we are going to block off an hour and a half, and what we're making today, you can replicate at home tomorrow. Just block off an hour and you can indulge in all the products that you learn how to make today. I love the title, by the way. I think it was Mara's idea. It's a fantastic title because it's so apt for what's going on now. So today okay, so this is what we are going to be looking at. This is the agenda. The first thing is dry brushing. And a lot of people don't know what it is or don't do it right. And it's one of the nicest things you can do for your body. It's something that really takes care of your lymphatic system, and something I want to address here because there's a lot of confusion about that. People get mani-pedis. What do you do before that? How do you maintain your hands and feet before you go to the beauty parlor? Or if you haven't been there, how do you take care of them? Natural face masks. There's a plant out there that does the same thing that Botox does. So why would you go and get Botox, right? You could use this plant to make a face mask that would do almost the same thing. Why do we need scrubs? And that's not the scrubs the nurses and doctors wear. These are scrubs that we use on our body. Then bath salts, bath soaks. We are going to do shower sprays, body butters, and massage oils. So look at this. You could have a really great spa experience at home when you learn how to make these things. So let's look at what dry brushing is. So when you look at dry brushing, it is when you brush before your shower, you brush your body using a very soft brush. And when you do that, you go from your feet up and toward your heart. So the lymphatic system runs close to our skin. And when we stimulate it, it drains all the toxic substances out of our body. It reduces cellulite, it unclogs the pores, and it's something that is done in Japan a lot. So let me show you what a dry brush looks like. Okay, so this is a dry brush, and mine is small. I got it when I was in Japan in 2007. And you usually, if you notice, it's really soft, and then you use it to brush your body. Don't use a lot of force. It's gentle. It's almost like a feather duster. If you don't have it, it's about 20 bucks on Amazon. But if you don't have it, you can use a loofah. And a long loofah, which maybe would be better because then you can reach all the spots where you can't reach with a brush. Something that really helps also is using gloves and socks, right? So that keeps our body cool. So let's go back to the PowerPoint, and I'm going to show you. Okay. So when you're doing this dry brushing, go in 5 minutes early before you turn on your shower. You want your skin to be dry. And then these points are where you start using your dry brush. Notice it's always toward your heart. Try and do it. It's a great thing. Now, what is your lymphatic system? Many people talk about our blood and detoxing, but there is circulatory system or blood vessels, lymphatic vessels that run parallel to that, and they drain all the toxic substances from our body. And they are on the surface. If you ever go for a checkup, the doctor's always feeling under your neck, right? He's looking for your lymph nodes to see if they're inflamed. So when you dry brush, it takes all the toxic materials out. So I hope most of you are going to start looking into this. There's a new trend out. They tell you if you jump on a trampoline, it helps your lymphatic system. I don't know about that, but if it works, let me know. So here is the lymph vessels and your blood vessels, and this is where the transfer takes place. It's very, very important to drain all the toxic substances out of your body. So enough of the science lessons. To keep your lymphatic system nice and healthy, drink a lot of water, eat healthy diet, include healthy fats, exercise daily, avoid pollutants, and learn to manage stress, right? So that's what everybody tells you to do, but there's a reason why, and it's to keep your lymphatic system nice and healthy. Okay, so before you go to have a mani-pedi, what should you do? Most of us, we wait till our feet are really cracked or there's a lot of calluses on it, and then we go and have a mani-pedi, right? Or a manicure. But you should maintain your hands and your feet. And the way you do that is by keeping them soft. So you want to remove the old skin. Most of the dust in our homes is from dead skin and from animal dander. It's not dust from the outside. So we shed a lot of skin, and the outer layer is called the epidermis. So when it falls off, the skin underneath is really soft. But if you don't remove the top layer, the lower layer is never exposed, and your skin looks dull. Actually, if it's too dry, you can write your name on it. But that dryness is not just the only thing that makes our hands and feet dry or cracked. It could be exposed to the elements, right? In the summer, you walk around in sandals, you get cracked heels. In the winter, our hands crack because we are going from a cold room to a hot room, cold outdoors. So severe weather changes often end up causing our hands and feet to be coarse or not smooth and soft. Some of the things, environmental pollutants, and now all of us are using antibacterial disinfectants or whatever you want to use. So dry hands has become a big problem. So this compromises the outer layer of our skin, and that is why it becomes really vulnerable to damage and dryness. So what can you do? Well, one of the things you can do is use a hand or foot scrub. Sugar is really good because it has glycolic acid in it naturally. And many of you might have heard, oh, use jojoba oil or sweet almond oil. Canola oil is fantastic, costs a fraction of the cost, right? So if you took sugar and canola oil and made a slurry and then scrubbed yourself with it, all the dead skin will come off. It'll leave your skin smooth and supple, and do it twice or 3 times a week. You like coffee? It's great. Use coffee grinds or actually fresh coffee. Coffee has a very positive influence on our skin. It does the same thing as when we drink coffee. The caffeine stimulates our skin. It makes you feel really good. So you can use coffee. My only caution to you is it clogs drains. So if you live in a rented apartment or you have old pipes, don't use coffee in your bathroom. Use it when you are soaking your feet so you can pour it down the toilet bowl. That's safe. Okay, so how can you maintain your hands and feet and keep them soft? By using a scrub. You first moisturize your hands, then exfoliate 2 or 3 times, always use cream, avoid extreme temperatures. So one of the things, let me show you what we make. So with the coffee, I'm going to show you how to make this. So here we have coffee grinds. As a matter of fact, in the hotel I stay at, they give me a coffee to make in the coffee machine, and I don't use it. So I just rip it open and use it for scrubs. Why waste it, right? So it's just regular coffee. And then you can add sugar to it. White sugar is bleached. So I'm not crazy about it, but if you're making a foot scrub, go ahead and use it. It's has a nice coarse feeling. It will remove all the skin. If you're using a scrub on your face, try and use brown sugar. It has molasses in it. It's softer. It's not as abrasive. So try and use that instead. With the coffee, I also have here a sugar scrub with rose petals in it. This is a really nice soft scrub. And what you do is you don't make, one of the things that happens to scrubs is they go stale. When you put oil in it, it goes rancid. So a smart thing to do is keep all the dry ingredients separate, and then you can add oil when you're ready to use it. And if you don't want to use oil, use yogurt. It's great. Yogurt is so great for the skin. If you have an avocado, you're not eating the whole avocado, you can use the avocado in here. So you can use anything to soften it. You can put a squirt of soap. The whole idea is to make it soft enough so it removes all the dead skin on your face, on your legs, on your feet. And depending on how coarse you want it for your feet, you can use kosher salt. That would be really good to take this dead cells from your feet, right? Let's move on. Okay. So now you have your lymph nodes taken care of. You've dry brushed your skin. Your skin is nice and glowing. You've soaked your hands and feet. They're nice and soft. The next thing we need to do is make a mask, right? Why do we use masks? We're not talking about the COVID masks. We're talking about a mask you put on your skin. The reason why, oh, let me ask, any questions?
Yes, there's a question in the chat.
Yeah.
The question is, can you use leftover coffee grounds after brewing the coffee?
Yeah, you can use coffee grounds, and it's a great way to use them. But the thing is, it doesn't have the caffeine since it's already been removed. So if you want a really stimulating scrub, then use unused coffee grinds. But otherwise, if you're doing it 2 or 3 times a week, it's fine. Just be careful of your drains. They clog the drains. somehow it doesn't go down the drain really well. Yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah, there's one, well, it's not really a question, but someone asked if you could go back to the previous slide with the foot detox.
Mhm. Yes. Oh, okay. So one of the things that you do for your feet, we are on our feet all the time, right? And there are lots of products on the market for foot detox. They actually tell people that if you use some of their products, they remove all the toxins in your body through the soles of your feet. That's a stretch, right? Think about it, use common sense. How can all your toxins go? But people buy the products, and it's not proven right or wrong, so we don't have evidence to go either way. So it's fine to use foot detox soak, and all it's doing is basically loosening the skin on your feet and removing any dead skin you have. Epsom salts, by the way, if you've ever made pickles at home, right? You take a nice crunchy cucumber and you put it in salt water. What happens after some time? It gets salty because the salt went into the cucumber and basically took some of the nutrients from the cucumber out. So basically, when you soak your feet in Epsom salts, it's osmosis. So you have salt going from a higher concentration to a lower concentration. So your feet absorb the Epsom salts. It's really cool Epsom salts. It's magnesium sulfate. And our bodies need magnesium, and most of us have a deficiency of magnesium. So when you soak it in Epsom salts, you get magnesium through the foot soak, which is great for going to sleep. It's great for stress. So even if you don't lose all your toxins, it's still an indulgent thing to do. Now, don't just use Epsom salts. Have a bowl, put some essential oils in it, use rose. If you had flowers for Valentine's Day, take the petals, rose petals, put them in the soak. How cool does that look, right? So you have your feet and you have rose petals, essential oils. Use your imagination. You don't need to follow anything in detail. You do what works for you. Now, let's say you don't have Epsom salts at home. Use kosher salt. It would do the same thing, not as much. The reason why you use Epsom salts is so you get magnesium, and that's such a fundamental mineral we need for our bodies. Some of the essential oils you can use is lavender. So if you're soaking your feet at night before going to sleep, lavender might be a good choice because it will relax you. Let's say you have stinky feet or it's summertime and your feet sweat a lot. Use tea tree oil. It's antimicrobial essential oil. It kills germs. It'll purify your feet. So these are some of them. You can use basil, eucalyptus, peppermint. There's a ton of them. So you can use any essential oil. And you should slowly try figuring out which ones appeal to you and have a little chest of essential oils. Always store your essential oils in a dark place. You don't want them exposed to light. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is masks. One of the things that the best way to put on a mask is with a paintbrush. Don't put it on with your fingers because it really doesn't cover the whole surface uniformly. So it's really nice to use a paintbrush, and you can think you're Picasso then, right? You don't have to.
I'm sorry, Gioya. Hi.
Hi.
The interpreters want to speak a little slower so that they can communicate. Sorry.
Sorry. I know I talk so fast. Okay, I will speak slowly. Okay, so what we're going to do is look at the masks, and we are going to do the first mask is here. Okay. So the first mask we are going to look at is a mask made with turmeric. It's like the hottest spice everybody's using now. It's golden milk and turmeric this and turmeric that. It's an amazing product. I'm 64 years old. I grew up in India, and as a little kid in the summer, kids would, because of the heat, you'd get a rash, and it used to be called prickly heat. But my family would just take fresh turmeric root and they would rub it on a stone. And when you got the paste, they'd put it all over us. So we always looked bright orange and we would be running around in the summer. Looking back as a chemist now, I realized that even though they didn't have PhDs or science background, they knew what that was. Turmeric is a sunscreen. It's an antimicrobial product. It is an antioxidant. So it is so good for us. And we didn't know. And we just did it because our parents, and we never had any problems. But the part that amazes me is it's a sunscreen. So we never got burnt, even though we would be playing outside on the beach or in the sun, right? So a lot of turmeric that is sold is contaminated. So my advice to you is go to the Indian market and buy it. Also, if you smell turmeric, it has a woody and really almost a sweet smell. So when you're buying it, smell the packet. Nothing wrong with that. Many people are abashed to smell fruit or touch things. Smell them. You can tell whether it's pure or not. Turmeric reduces blemishes on your skin. It's also keeps your skin really smooth and nice. So one of the things that is used when making a turmeric mask is lemon juice, because lemon juice bleaches the skin, it lightens the skin, and in India it's a big thing if you have light skin, so I think that's why they use it. You really don't need it. But another thing that's always added is chickpea flour. You can buy it. I see it's being used all the time now, chickpea flour, because it's a protein, it's not a carb, and people like it. So I'm going to share with you what it looks like. See. Okay, so this is chickpea flour, and the Indian name for it is besan. It's a yellow powder. And you can smell it. It has, it smells like chickpeas. It's raw chickpeas that are ground. If you mix the turmeric and the chickpea paste together, you can get this paste, and you can use yogurt, you can use water, whatever you want. Am I going too fast?
Just a little.
Okay.
Just for the interpreters.
I know. So we are using turmeric and besan or chickpea flour to make this mask. And you put it on your face, the paste with the paintbrush, and you wait till it dries. Actually, it will crack on your face, and don't pull it off. Just put warm water, and then with a hand towel, gently take it off. You'll feel your skin really tight, glowing. Do me a favor before you do it, but try it on your skin. I mean, I wouldn't want you to walk around with this bright orange face. It doesn't usually stain, but try it on the underarm, somewhere where your skin resembles your face skin, and then if it works, use it, right? Total disclaimer here. The next one, which we are going to do, can I move on? Did the interpreters translate?
Yes, I just have a couple of questions.
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
Someone asks, where is the Indian market?
There is now I know in the Bronx, there are lots of Bengali stores from Bangladesh or East Pakistan, they call it. They have a lot of these products, but Jackson Heights and Elmhurst have big Indian markets, or you can go to Patel and they have an online place. You can order it from there. That big bag was only $2.50.
Oh, wow.
Right, exactly. And turmeric used to be, it's tripled in price in the last 2 years because it's become so popular, I think. So that's,
wow.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Okay.
There's one other question. Turmeric and lemon juice have skin lightening properties.
Yes.
Do you recommend spot treating with this mask or putting it over your whole face?
I would, especially if you're using it, I use it all the time. I don't use lemon. I'm not crazy about using lemon, but people, I know in India, they use lemon a lot because they want to keep their skin light. But anybody who's trying this, I would use it on the underside of my arm, test it out, maybe for 10 minutes and see how it goes, right? Because I've never had a problem with it. I know no one in India had a problem. We use it all the time, but I'm not sure how it works. Yeah, but it's one of the nicest masks to use.
Someone else asks, what brand do you recommend or trust for the turmeric?
Turmeric, any of the supermarkets, Indian supermarkets, Patel's or Shaw's, they all are good. And as I said, when you smell it, it has a woody and sweet smell. It doesn't smell spicy at all. Yeah.
Thank you. That was all the questions so far.
Cool. Okay, so let's go to the next mask, and this is the hottest thing now with everyone because it is called the Botox plant. 3 guesses. What do you think it is? Anyone in the audience? What is this Botox plant? Anyone? No one? Make a wild guess. You make tea with it. No? Anyone knows hibiscus? So hibiscus flowers are very high in vitamin C. I mean, they make tea, they give it to you to bring down your high blood pressure. It's a wonderful flower, but vitamin C is very much like lemon juice, and it changes the pH in our bodies, but on our skin, vitamin C acts as a serum. It strengthens our skin. It because as you get older, the collagen in our skin decreases and our skin sags, right? So hibiscus is great just for the tea. And now someone told me in Mexico, after they make the tea, they use the flowers to cook. So they make tacos, hibiscus flower tacos. So it's so sustainable. So you're using it for tea, you drain the tea out, you use it to eat food. Then you can use the antioxidant flowers to make a mask. And it does the same job as Botox. It plumps up your cells. It makes your face glow. It's really wonderful. So when you buy hibiscus powder, I'm very suspicious about that because you really don't know what they used. And buying the hibiscus flower is not expensive. If you know someone in Mexico, get it from there, or you can buy it in the supermarket. Clay is important. Try and get French clay. Because its job is to draw out all the toxins in your skin. So the hibiscus is working with the clay, and you get this fantastic mask, which will then draw out the skin, plump up your face. You look like a new person, right? So let me switch screens and I will show you what it looks like. Okay. Okay, so here is the hibiscus flower. How many of you know what hibiscus flowers are? Right? Everybody knows, right? And it makes a great tea. And with honey, it's really fantastic. Up here, everybody drinks it with mate. So you don't need to eat all day. You can start, or you can fast, because the mate keeps you going for like 24 hours. So it's a great source of energy. And then you have hibiscus leaves. Now, these are the whole petals or the whole flowers. What I did was I ground it up into a fine powder. I used my Vitamix and it really powdered it fine, right? Now, this is the hibiscus powder and this is the clay. It's kind of hard to see the clay because of the light. So what you need to do is mix the two together, equal parts. And here, once again, it's for your choice whether you want to use water or yogurt, whatever you want. You make a fine paste like this, maybe a little, this dried out, and then you paint your face. Keep it on for 20 minutes. You will feel your skin. It might tingle initially. Don't worry. It's not doing anything bad to your skin. It's just peeling off the front part and the top layer. Keep it on, wash it off. It's really fantastic. And I wouldn't use hibiscus flowers that you've already cooked with. Try and use the fresh thing. You can buy the powder, you can buy the clay in a health food store. Any questions? No? Okay, so we'll move on.
Sorry, yes,
Yeah.
there. One person wanted to know where could they buy the clay?
You can, Mara gets it for me through Frontier, but I think you can get it in Whole Foods and it's not expensive. You can get it on Amazon, right? You can get it on Amazon. I ordered the green one on Amazon and it's not expensive. It's like $3 for a 8-ounce pack and you don't use a lot. You use a tablespoon. And what's great about these masks, you're not making them ahead of time. You'll powder your hibiscus, keep your hibiscus flower powder separate, your clay separate, and then you mix it when you want it. So it never gets wasted. You mix just enough to use. And that's such a sustainable way of using beauty products. You're not wasting anything. Any other questions?
Someone wanted to know, what do you think about a cider vinegar mask?
Cider vinegar mask. I don't know what a cider vinegar mask is.
Or maybe they could,
Oh,
apple cider, they said, apple
yeah,
cider.
they could add apple cider vinegar to this to dissolve it. But I'm not sure.
And someone asks, any alternative recommendations and replacement of the clay?
Yeah, sure. You can use, I would use rice flour. Rice flour is really good. Yeah,
That's
you
good
can,
to know.
yes, you can, or you use cornstarch.
Oh,
Yeah, you can use cornstarch and cornstarch is really good. The only thing about clay is it really, it soaks up any impurities in your skin after you use clay. And that's why they'll charge you $100 you go to a spa because the clay is doing the work and it's not expensive. That's why clay is really good because they sort of balance each other off, the hibiscus powder and the clay. The clay pulls out the impurities and then the hibiscus powder plumps up your cells because then it can get to the cells and it reacts with them and makes them really plump, which is what Botox does, right? Okay, any other questions?
no, I think that's all for now. Mara's also answering some questions in the chat too, so.
Cool. Okay. So the next thing, so now you've put your mask on, you've plumped up your cells, your skin looks really good, your face is glowing. What are you going to do with the rest of your body, right? So you want to get the dead skins off the rest of your body. So then you come to what's called a scrub. And a scrub is what nurses and all wear, but you can also make a scrub which will exfoliate your skin. When you exfoliate your skin, all you're doing is taking the dead upper layer off. So it's not hurting you or anything else. And you have to decide what you want to do, how hard you want to press, how deep an exfoliant you want. Things to remember. White sugar is bleached to look white. So if you, and it's going down the drain. So it really doesn't matter. It's just that the crystals are almost square. So when you do it, if you press too hard, you might actually hurt your skin. So when you're using white sugar, be very gentle. Smartest thing to do is use brown sugar because it has molasses in it. It's softer and it gives you a better glow. Always put it on in circles. Don't rub it like this, but put it circles so you are taking off the skin slowly. It's like polishing, floor polisher, right? They always go in circles so you don't get streaks. You don't want to have marks all over your body. The reason why you use an exfoliant is to make sure that all the dead skin is removed and it gives the skin underneath, the new skin, a better chance to grow and be replaced. Because if you don't remove the top skin, then the lower skin is not getting a chance to grow. Now, there are different kinds of exfoliants. For your feet, you can use salt, you can use regular salt, you can use kosher salt, but always use a lubricant. You can either use soap, a liquid soap if you want, or you can use oil. I like canola oil. It does a great job, so feel free to use it. If you want to indulge yourself, you can use sweet almond, or you can use jojoba oil, olive oil, coconut oil, any of them would work. The thought behind scrubs are it helps circulation, very much like when the dry brushing, but now it is wet. It also smooths out your skin. You will notice after you use a scrub, you feel so good because it's like you have a new body basically. It also, depending on what you're using, if you're using salt or brown sugar, it removes the toxin. It cleans. If you have clogged pores, it will remove the pores. And one of the pluses for us women is it frees up ingrown hairs. So often when you haven't exfoliated for a long time, your hairs get ingrown and you have problems. So by exfoliating, you're allowing all the cells to grow freely. Let's see. A sugar scrub. The most common one used is sugar, and it's less abrasive than salt. It's a gentler exfoliant. It's the glycolic acid. If you go to a plastic surgeon, they encourage you to use glycolic acid, which is synthetically made, but this is natural. So you can just use sugar. It'll break down the dead cells, and you will have, and it rehydrates it. If you like, you can use milk in your scrubs. The lactic acid will help to rejuvenate your skin. So that's a great substitute. Salt scrubs are grittier. You use them more for your elbows, places where the skin is thick, but it's also has detoxifying properties. If you want to indulge, you can get Dead Sea salt or sea salt or pink Himalayan salt. There's a lot of different things you want to use, but regular kosher salt does a very good job. Let me see. Okay, so it's best to use a scrub 2 or 3 times a week to keep your skin soft. And how do you use it? Many people say, how do you use a scrub? So one of the things I think this whole, and that's why I love the name of this workshop, it's the frame of mind. It's the mindfulness. It's not just what you're doing, but it's focusing on it, saying, I'm going to feel better. My body is going to feel better. This is my time, right? So you're not thinking of your job or who you have to call. You're mindfully doing it. So you go, if you're going to do a scrub, you take a shower with lukewarm water. You soften up your skin for about 5 minutes, turn off the water, and then gently rub in circular motions, the scrub all over your body. Don't use it on your face because you've already used a mask, or if you are going to use it, make sure it is brown sugar, so you don't want to irritate your skin. Keep the pressure constant. You don't want to go too hard, and then rinse fully. If you put oil in your scrub, please be careful because it's so easy to slip and fall. The tub gets really slippery, so be careful. Rinse off thoroughly. You will have a layer of oil on your skin if you used oil, but if not, when you come out, you can use the body butter. Any questions?
No questions, but someone mentioned that they use baking soda as a scrub.
Yep, baking soda is really nice because it's fine and it's really good for the face. And it also changes the pH. So it's a great substitute, baking soda. And it feels good on the hands compared to sugar. It's not as rough. So, okay, so the next thing we're going, so now you've taken off, exfoliated your skin, your face feels great after the mask, your lymph nodes are working. Now, your skin, you've taken a shower, you want to come out, now you have to moisturize it, right? So you do a body butter, or you can just put oil. Some of the oils that you put, I don't use body butter a lot, I just use oil. One of the things that is really good is either argan oil, or you can use primrose oil, any of these. So you put a few drops and you rub it into your skin. For the rest of your body, you can use sweet almond oil. Now, that works great when you're young. But as you get older, your skin doesn't have collagen and moisture, so you want to use a body butter. So what's the difference between a body oil or a body butter? A body oil is just oil that's going on your skin. So it forms a film, and some of it penetrates your skin, but it doesn't really give your skin what it needs. In body butter, you are using shea butter, you're using coconut oil, but you're also using glycerin, vitamin E, and a lot of other substances that will enrich your skin, hydrate your skin. So if body butters are more indulgent. So let's see. So one of the coolest coffee scrubs is sugar, the one made with sugar, and it's so easy to make. I told you earlier about it. So you can use coconut oil if you like. I find coconut oil overpowering. It sort of covers up the coffee smell. So you can use shea butter, or cocoa butter. Cocoa butter and coffee really go well together. And so you melt the butter, add the oil, the vitamin E. I use glycerin. Some people are object to it because it feels tacky on the hands, but it also makes your skin very moist, and it absorbs, it's a humectant, so it absorbs moisture from the air, so it makes your skin really soft. Use brown sugar or white sugar. Now, right, okay, so you have this body butter that you will put on your body when you come out, so it's really, and then put on your robe, and it feels so good, right? But often when you take a shower, and we all know that if you live in an apartment or whatever, you come out and your shower doesn't really smell good, right? It smells of the soap, whatever it is. So they've come out with this really cool idea, and I read about this maybe about 6 months ago. It's called Aromatic Shower Sprays. And it's really cool. It's just a regular bottle. One second, I'll get mine. Yeah, I'll show you what it is. Yeah, I thought it was the coolest idea when I saw it. So this is a shower, just a container, right? That you buy. I got this at the dollar store for $1. It's stainless steel with a spray gun. And what is a shower spray? You take your essential oils and 10 drops, 14 drops, you put them in the bottom, and then you fill it with water and maybe a little oil. What does it do? A shower spray, you spray it before you go into the shower. So you spray the walls of the shower and the floor, and then you turn on the shower really hot. The steam releases the aroma. So when you step into your shower, it's like stepping into a hammam or into this really high-end spa, but it's all these essential oils that are released. So these sprays sell for a fortune. I mean, the cheapest one I saw was $25, and you can make it for a fraction of a cost. And it also, I think, makes it mindful. Most of us are preoccupied when we go to take a shower, but if you have to think, okay, 2 minutes before I go in, I need to spray it. And then the fragrance when you step in is so amazing. So indulge yourself, get one of these, and it doesn't have to be stainless steel. You can go to Home Depot and get a plastic one, who cares, right? Some of the coolest essential oils, rose, grapefruit, lemongrass, those are so wonderful, lemon, orange, use those. And when the steam hits the fragrance, it just, your whole bathroom smells so lovely. So you will be doing that before you go and take your shower. How are we doing for time?
We're doing good. It's 6:12.
Okay, and we have
I
to.
just want to remind you to slow down for the interpreters.
Okay.
But you're doing a great job. Thanks, Gioya. I actually had a question. So you said spray the floor and the walls.
Mhm.
So you meant the bathtub floor or the floor?
I keep forgetting that people in the city have bathtubs. Yeah, so I wouldn't put it the floor. No, I would only the walls where the steam, where the shower hits.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
It's the
Yes.
steam. When you turn your shower on, you turn it really hot. You don't get in when it's hot, but if you turn it, the water really hot, it will release the fragrance, and then you turn it to whatever temperature you want. So initially it's really hot. It's the same thing you do for bath salts. You always put it hot first, so it releases the fragrance, and then you turn the temperature down. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, this is really cool. You should try it. I just discovered it a couple of months ago, and now I give it to everyone as a gift. So
I'm going to definitely try it. But we have until 7. So, and it's 6:15 right now.
Oh God, we're running. Okay, so let me see. So the next thing we're going to do is aromatics and okay. So we have this, and the next one is going to be okay. So how do aromatic showers sprays work? Just give your shower a quick spritz with these essential oil sprays. Don't put too much oil in it because it might make it slippery. You just need a little bit to stabilize the essential oils. If not, they'll go right down the drain. But then turn on the heat, the shower really hot, and then once you can smell the essential oils released, you then just turn down the heat and you go in and have your shower. It's really, really cool. And they found that this really makes people relax. It lowers your blood pressure. If you're in a bad mood, you can't stay in a bad mood because it really makes you feel better. Okay. How do you make aromatic shower spray? It depends what you want. You can use witch hazel or vodka, but you can also use just plain water if you're making it fresh every week. It's usually good for a week on your bathtub. The way you do it is you always put the essential oils first, 20 or 30 drops of essential oil in the bottom, and then you put the distilled water, witch hazel, vodka, a few drops of oil. If you are using a clear bottle, you might want to put dry flowers. That's really cool, but it might clog the sprayers. So I don't do that, but if you want to do it, feel free. Okay. The next thing is whipped body butters. Many of you might have seen this. Let me see. Any questions about body butters before we start? No?
No, I don't see any questions.
Okay. So to make a body butter, you are basically deciding what you want for you. So it's very, very customized. It is individualized. So you have to decide what kind of butter do you like? The butters available are mango butter, avocado butter, coconut, shea, cocoa butter. There's a ton of them. Which one do you like? All of them are available on Amazon. You can buy it on Amazon. They ship it to you, and most of them are good quality. Now, word of caution, I would buy the organic ones. They are a little more expensive, but at least you know there are no chemicals in it. I was reading a review of shea butter that was sold recently, and they said there was a chemical that is a carcinogen. So be careful when you buy it. What is a body butter? So if you make a whipped body butter, it should look like whipped cream, and it takes about maybe 2 or 3 hours. So it's not something you can whip up on a spur of a moment. You have to think ahead of time. A whipped body butter lasts about maybe a month, 2 months in the bathroom, but you can make a bunch and put them in your fridge. What is it made up of besides the nut butters that you have to infuse it with an oil, and that oil gives it that whipped texture. It's really light. It feels like whipped butter. And then you add essential oils to it. My body butter, I add vitamin E, and I also add glycerin. Vitamin E is essential for cell growth, so it makes your skin stay young and very, very soft. So I like vitamin E. It also helps scarring. So it's something you can use. Now, you can buy liquid vitamin E, or you can buy vitamin E capsules, cut them and drop them into your body butter. So how do you make body butter? I made this today before the workshop. I used shea butter and coconut oil. You take a third of a cup of coconut oil, and I used 2/3 of a cup of shea butter, but you can use cocoa butter if you like cocoa butter. What kind of texture you want. The more cocoa butter you use, the harder the whipped butter is going to be. So try and use lighter butters. You take all of that, the amount of butters you have, and melt it. I melt it in a microwave. People have hangups about microwave. Use a double boiler. It does the same thing. Stir it, and this is what it will look like when it has melted. And the idea of melting it is so that it blends together. The second picture I took 30 minutes later after I put it in my fridge. So it cools down. It starts becoming yellow and thick. It's more like egg white texture. That's good. That's fine. And then stir it. At this point, you're adding your essential oils, your glycerin, your vitamin E, anything else you want to add to it. And then you put it back in the fridge. And then the third picture is when you take a hand blender and you whip it up. So this is what it looks like. And I have some here. I'll show you what it looks like. So the trick is to be patient. Don't rush it. Just do other stuff, put on the timer, come back an hour later. The time between the first and the second step is important because you don't want it to become too hard, because you need it to be liquid when you add the essential oils and all the others. You don't want to add it when it's hot because essential oils will just volatile. They will turn into gas. So you don't want that. So you want it when it's room temperature, but still liquid. Here we go. Oh, okay.
I had a couple of questions.
Sure. Go ahead.
Someone asked, where could you get the eucalyptus from?
The eucalyptus?
Yes.
Oh, just Frontier, our acacia has the most fantastic essential oils. They are all organic, but Whole Foods sells it, and you can buy all these products on Amazon. And
I think Amazon is the go-to place.
right, because there's no shipping if you have Prime, because most of these companies, I mean, I have ordered materials, the shipping was more than the material. So that's why. But be careful when you order on Amazon, read the reviews and especially the content. Go and look at the ingredients because it might say cocoa butter, but then when you read it, it'll say there are all kinds of additives. So it depends on what you want, right? So just be careful when you are ordering whatever you are ordering. And also this combination would give you a much firmer whipped butter. It would not be soft. Whipped butter compared to just a body butter, when you touch it to your skin, for example, I have this here, right? Look at this. Oopsie, here. And then when you rub it on your skin, it literally melts like whipped butter. It just melts on, and I'm not even using force. So that's the perk of having whipped butter. It's soft, it dissolves, it melts on your skin. Whereas when you use body butter or any of the other products, you have to rub it into your skin and then it stays on your skin. I don't know. I like whipped butter. It's fun. It smells good. Okay. Any other questions?
Yes. So there was one other question of how much vitamin E do you add and glycerin?
Right. So depends. Buy organic. 1 second. Let me get you I'll show you what the. So this is the vitamin E that you buy. It's a liquid, and this is vegetable glycerin, right? So they are both organic, and I put in 1 tablespoon of glycerin and 1/2 teaspoon of vitamin E. But vitamin E is so good. If you have scars on your body or, you cut yourself or even bites, you can put vitamin E directly on it. It's such a wonderful thing. It really, you take vitamin C to help cell growth internally, but vitamin E is topical. So when you put it on your skin, stretch marks, vitamin E is the best. So you don't need to use any of the creams that are sold commercially. Just take a massage with vitamin E in a carrier oil and you will not have stretch marks. So it's a really good thing to have around your home. Any other questions?
No, that was all. But I also use vitamin E for my hair as well.
Yeah.
Vitamin E oil for my hair, yes.
And you know what else is good for your hair? Aspirin. If you grind up aspirin and you make a paste and you rub it on your scalp and then you wash your hair, it comes out so soft because it's salicylic acid. It's the thing that is used for acne. It just removes the top layer, and that's what they used in dermatologist office. But it's so amazing for the scalp and for the hair. And you can buy a bottle of aspirin for $1 in the dollar store, and then you grind it up really fine into a paste and you put it. It's so amazing. They put it on their feet too. Sabrina and I tried it. We did the lemon and aspirin thing. It didn't peel, so I'm not sure how good that was. So I meant to tell you because there's a product called Baby Feet where you put it on your feet and then a day later all the skin peels. It didn't work for us. Okay.
Oh.
So I don't know.
Well, thank you for that.
I know. Why waste your money, right? If you know, maybe
Yes.
maybe the commercial one works. I don't know. We tried. Essential oils you can use are lavender, rose, geranium, and if it's like a unisex one or for babies, use frankincense. It's really cool. It's really calming for babies. And clary sage. If you can get your hands on clary sage, it is one of the best essential oils to use in body cream, especially if you're using it at night. Now, here's the secret. You make your body butter, right? And let's say you don't sleep too well at night, you're all stressed out. You can add what is called magnesium oil. You can buy magnesium oil, but you can also make it at home. I don't know how many of you remember your chemistry class. You remember what supersaturated solutions were? Okay. So this is how you make magnesium oil, and it's not oil at all. It's just a solution of magnesium and water, right? So you make boiling water and then you start adding Epsom salts to it and you keep stirring it. At some point, when you add a solvent to a solute like sugar to water, it hits a point where it cannot dissolve anymore. That's called a supersaturated solution. And if you take Epsom salts and you dissolve it in hot water, it hits a point where it doesn't dissolve anymore and it all settles to the bottom. If you touch that liquid, it feels like oil. It's very slippery. So that is magnesium oil. And you can add it to this whipped butter when you're making it, and you get magnesium into your body. So if you use this on your feet at night, you put on your socks, you get a good night's sleep because your body is absorbing all the magnesium, right? And you can Google it. There are tons of recipes for magnesium oil body butters. So that's something you might want to do. And just don't go and spend a fortune buying the magnesium oil, just make it at home. Any questions?
Yes, thank you. That was good. Helped me out a lot. Someone said for the aspirin, would you grind it with water to kind of make a paste with it?
Sure, if you can. I just grind everything in my Vitamix and see, I have a thing about pre-preparing things and then they go bad or you forget. I'd rather have everything dry in powder and then just mixing it when I need it. But that's a good idea. You just grind it up with water and use it right away. Yeah, sure.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
And someone asked if you could share the vitamin E oil again so they could just see the picture.
Yeah, this is from GreenThumb. They ordered it. So it's, let me go on the other one and maybe it'll be easier to see it. 1 minute. That's the body butter. And this is, can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's Life Flow, and it's super vitamin E, and it's 5,000 units. Yeah. And this is a 4-ounce bottle. So it lasts a long time. Yeah.
Thank you, Gioya.
Yeah. And vitamin E should be added to most of your beauty products because it's a stabilizer and it prevents everything from going rancid. So if you're using any sort of oil, vitamin E will keep it from getting rancid. So that's something you might want. It's a handy thing to have around your home anyway. It's really good stuff. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so now you've put on your body butter and you're ready to go to sleep or whatever you want to do. But sometimes you might feel really stressed, so you might want a massage, and massage oils are really great. You don't need to go to a massage parlor to get a massage. You can do it yourself, right? So some of the nicest massage oils are your favorite things. So you need to figure out what you like. So close your eyes, like, and think about what smells make you feel good, right? I remember I was getting my horticultural therapy certificate, and I was at the Hebrew Home for the Aged, where all the dementia patients were, and they couldn't remember their name, and they would like come and hit us with their walking sticks, right? But if you brought lavender oil and you just put it on a handkerchief, they would calm down and they would say, you know, I remember when I was 4 years old in Russia or wherever, my mother gave me, and it would like trigger all kinds of memories for them. So each of us have certain fragrances or essential oils or smells that trigger different moods. Some people, onions make them really upset, right? But yet you could smell roses and you feel so calm. So each of us need to figure out what essential oil works for us. Once you figure that out, you have it made, because then every time you buy a product, you know, okay, I need to have lavender, or I need to have geranium, or I need to have eucalyptus in my product. And a massage oil is not where you go and you lie down and they put stones and they jump on you and all of it. It's just the fact that it's someone you're just making contact with different parts of your body. Use your thumb, use the round of your hand on the underside of your foot, on the calf. You can give yourself a massage. You don't need to have someone else do it for you. So how do you make massage oils? It's one of the things that are important are the carrier oils, because you don't want to be like a slippery little fish once you've done, right? Or mess up your bed and all your sheets. So you want to have an oil that will be absorbed into your body without leaving too much of a residue. So some of the nicest oils are sweet almond and jojoba, but there are lots of other oils. You can use coconut oil, you can use grapeseed oil, you can use canola oil, depending on what you do. So if you want like a really sloppy massage, then make sure you do it in the bathroom and then take a shower. But you can also have massage oils where you put a little bit in your hand and you use it to massage your foot. You should try and give yourself a foot massage at least once a day, either in the morning or in the night before going to sleep. And we abuse our feet, right? We are on our feet day and night, and we never really think about it. Two things in our body, our heart and our feet. They are overworked. Our heart beats from when we are born to when we die. As a matter of fact, you're dead only when your heart stops beating. Every other part of your body could not be working, but they cannot pronounce you dead. And your feet are constantly carrying us around. So these are two organs that we need to take care of. And massage oil is a really nice way of telling your feet, I appreciate what you do for me. So take a bottle and you put your essential oils in the bottom, put the carrier oil, make small amounts because you don't want it going rancid, and leave a little space, shake it up. That's your massage oil. You would pay $20 in a store. You made it for $5 at the most using almond oil, right? Okay, so that basically is one of the ways you can make it, and look at the choices. Hemp oil, by the way, is really good if you can get your hands. By me, there's a hemp farmer. He's like cultivating 15 acres of hemp. So they have really great products, but hemp is wonderful. The hemp seed is really good too. So if you want to use it in food, you can use rosewood, geranium, frankincense, jasmine oil, anything you want. Okay, that's it from me. So we open it up. If you want me to go back to any part on the PowerPoint, I can do it for you or ask me questions. Go ahead.
Yes, so there's a question. Someone asks, does anyone have a supplier of good jasmine oil?
Jasmine from the Middle East is the best. So if you can get jasmine oil from Turkey or Iran, they make really good jasmine oil. You can also get it in China, but it's often adulterated.
Okay, someone asks, what was the name of the sage oil?
Clary sage, C-L-A-R-Y, sage. It doesn't smell like sage at all. And it's wonderful. If you, it must be it's even better than lavender because it has such a calming effect on you. It is not a strong smell, but it has a way of our nervous system. It sort of calms us down. So if you can use it, especially for babies and children, if you're making products for them, use clary sage. Lavender is not good for boys, little boys, because it sort of triggers their estrogen. So you should not use too much lavender for young boys.
And someone asks if you can go to slide 1 and 2.
Sure. This one? Is this the one they wanted, or am I lagging? Is the screen, is this the one?
They said that, just going back to who said that. She said, yes, thank you.
This one, the agenda?
I think it was the one you had before this one.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, that one.
Right, this is very important in Japan. Everybody does this every morning before they take a shower. Maybe that's why they're so calm.
I think I need to start doing that then.
And it feels so good because I think it's sort of, you can't think of anything, but you have to focus on this, and it clears your mind. It's like meditation. So it really is good. And when you, and I think for people, like when you get older, you put on weight. So when you have to bend down and you have to brush upward, it's good exercise too, but it's the gentleness in which you do it. And don't go out and buy one. You can use a loofah and very gently use the loofah on your body if you want. The brush, it's on Amazon, I checked.
Oh. Someone also asked, can you show the Improvision shower container for oils?
Oh, the shower spray?
The shower container for the oils.
Oh, shower container.
I think, yes, that's it.
Okay, that's the shower spray. I got that for $1 in the dollar store. I mean, it was really cool, and it works really well. But the Home Depot sells the plastic ones, and maybe if it's clear plastic, you can put some flowers in it, like petals and thing. And another thing I wanted to show, if people have a bathtub and use it, bath salts is really good. So you can make a bath salt and soak in it. It really removes a lot of toxins from your body. So you use Epsom salts, kosher salt, sea salt, and you add dried flowers. You can put rose petals, lavender, and it floats to the top. So it's a really nice way to treat yourself. Any other questions?
Yes. Is it possible to share the website of the farm to purchase the hemp?
I don't think so. How about I talk to George and I get his number and then I will give it to Mara and she can share it. They are licensed. It's not illegal or anything. It's just that they don't do it as a business as such. They just do it at home.
Okay.
But you can buy hemp oil in Amazon or in a health food store. It's really good stuff. It's absorbed into the skin so fast. It's really good.
Sure. Do you have, maybe you could share a quick bath salt recipe since we
Sure.
have a little bit of time?
Yeah, definitely. I made a bath salts here. This is with rose petals, so I'm going to put it under the other one here. Yeah, I was going to make bath bombs, but when it's humid, they fall apart, so I couldn't make it. But I will show you how to do this. It's really good. Okay, so when you make bath salts, once again, you can make it all the way and store it, and it'll last maybe 6 weeks, or you can keep it dry and add the oil later. To make bath salts, this bath salts I have here, let me move it aside and you'll see. It has sea salt, dead sea salt. It has Epsom salts. It has kosher salt in it and baking soda. So you can put it in whatever measures you want in proportion. Sea salt, basically, when you lie in a solution of sea salt, the density makes you feel like you're floating. So it's really a good feeling. Epsom salt removes toxins. Salt basically softens your skin. It's the same as putting salt on chicken or beef before you cook it. So it draws out the toxins. And baking soda changes the pH. So you can make it in whatever proportion you want. You will figure it out once you do it often enough. I would make a big jar of this. You could add dried flowers. Be careful if you're using commercial flowers that you got. Maybe they are not organic. But another cool thing I do is, when you squeeze your lemons, most of us throw it out, right? So what I do is I peel the skin before I squeeze it, and I put it in a container of salt. And so the salt becomes very fragrant with the oil from the lemon skin, and then I use it for bath salts. So it's a good way to use it instead of it ending up in the landfill. You keep the dry material separate, and then before you go put it in your tub, you can add oil or coconut oil or whatever you want. Sometimes people prefer putting the coconut oil into it and then just putting a cupful into your bathtub. You can use either of them. So there's tons of this on the internet. There's something else I was wondering if they are interested in. Does anybody know what a shower tab is? How many of you make dishwashing liquid tabs at home? No? This is so expensive. So I figured out a way to make dishwashing tabs, and it's very interesting. You take baking soda. You can buy a big bag at Walmart for, I think, $3, and you buy lemonade. What's the thing you make lemonade in the summer with the powder? What's the brand called? Lipton's.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, you could use Lipton.
Right. So, but don't buy the one with the sugar. Buy the one that doesn't have sugar in it, but not sugar-free, right? So it has a very strong smell of lemon. It's because it has citric acid in it. So you take 1 cup of baking soda, you take 3 packets of the sugar-free, not sugar-free, but the one without sugar, just concentrated lemon, mix it all up, then put 1 or 2 squirts of soap. It could be hand soap or whatever it is, mix it up. It'll start fizzing, but stir it really fast. And then take an ice cube tray and press them all into the ice cube tray and let it dry. Turn them over and you have these really cool tabs that you can use as dishwashing tabs in your dishwasher. So you don't need to buy it. But if you put peppermint, eucalyptus, or tea tree in it, you can use it in your shower. Before you go into your shower, you put one on the furthest part of your tub, and then you turn on your shower. And as it melts, it releases the perfume, the fragrance. So the shower tabs have become a big thing for people in the city who don't take tub baths, but it's simply baking soda and citric acid. You can add citric acid or you can just use the lemonade packets and it does the same job. So that's something else that you might think you want to do and try. It's really cool. And then you can use eucalyptus.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. I learned a lot today, and I'll definitely be trying all of these products. Someone asks, is there any advice to make like a lip scrub with brown sugar? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's great. And as a matter of fact, I have a lip scrub is great. You know, like take sugar and you put coconut oil, right? And you make a little paste and then you rub it. The thing is, we exfoliate all parts of our body but our lips. But our lips are skin and it needs to be exfoliated. And if it isn't, that's when your lips crack, because the skin is very dry on it. So when you exfoliate, you are taking all the dead skin off and you have the nice fresh skin underneath, so it doesn't crack so easily. To make an exfoliant, just sugar. I don't like to use white sugar, just use brown sugar and put a little coconut oil, rub it on your lips like a couple of times, and then let it stay there and you're good to go. You're taking off all the dead skin. Yeah, lip. And another thing which my son, he asked me to make a kit for him, and this was really cool. See this? This is to make lip chapstick, right? But it is a kit that he got off. I'm not plugging Amazon, by the way. They are not my favorite people, but they have everything you need, right? But look how cool this is. So you take this and you put this here, right? And the cover is on the top. So you melt your stuff, and I'm going to show you the recipe. So there's a one for every one of these. So imagine how many you can make, right? And then you melt it and you pour it in here. You let it cool, pull it off, and you have your chapstick. In the bottom, it has the thing to turn it up. So it's really a cool thing to make. So I made pina colada ones, which I thought was a really cool recipe to make. And let me see if I have it here. Yeah. Wait, maybe I can put it here. Yeah, that is, and it's so easy, and people pay so much for, what do you call it? Chapstick. And this is, you make at home. It's all organic. It's no horrible chemicals in it. I'm going to share the recipe with you. Why are you giving me a hard time? Okay, on my whiteboard, 1 minute. Here we go. I'll share my whiteboard with you. Okay. Okay, so this is coconut oil. Let me just type it in. Can you see my whiteboard? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Coconut. Chapstick. And you know what? You can buy CHAP chapstick. You can buy pina colada essence in the supermarket. So if you can put it in your food, you can put it in your chapstick, right? So this is what you need. And this made the whole tray, right? So you need 2 tablespoons of organic. I get this beeswax from my bee guy, but you can buy organic stuff. So beeswax, and depending on how hard you want it, so you can either use 2 or 3. These were really soft, but if you add more beeswax, it gets harder. Then you need 4 tablespoons of coconut oil. You use 2 teaspoons of castor oil. How many people know what castor oil is? That's another great thing to put in your hair and on your eyelashes. You look like Miss Piggy, right? The eyelashes are so long and you're like blinking. They grow so cool. I mean, really, castor oil. I mean, many of us who grew up outside America, they gave it to you when you were a kid and you hated it, right? Okay, so 15 drops of peppermint, or I did pina colada and they loved it. So you can use pina colada, and this will make 8 lip balms. So it would make 8 of these. So it would fill 8 holes, right? So you get this whole thing and these in one kit. It's also on Amazon, right? So, okay, so this is the recipe. Can you see it? Yeah, okay. So that's the recipe for making your lip balm. And depending on how much beeswax you put, it could be really hard or soft. I put 2 and it was soft. So if you want to make it harder, I would say put maybe 2.5 tablespoons. Beeswax is very flammable. Do not heat it in a microwave, put it in the microwave and walk away. Also, I used a grater to break it down so it melts easily, because it takes a long time to melt. And when it does, it just bursts into flame. So be careful with it. Coconut oil melts easily. Castor oil is fine. And then that's it. You melt it. I use Pyrex mugs. I melt it and then gently pour it in, put it in your fridge. You're good to go in 20 minutes. You have chapstick or a lip balm. And you can put any flavor you want. You can put vanilla, chocolate, anything you want. So, but just make sure it's all melted. And and another thing you have to be careful, which is I learned the hard way, in the bottom is the thing that makes it move up. Make sure it's locked. If not, everything will come out in the bottom. So make sure it's locked, and then the top is all set for you. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
Yes, thank you, Gioya. My daughter actually just made some chapstick. She's in college and she did it with her mentor. So you can make this anywhere, college dorm, home, wherever. So that's a good thing. Someone asked, with the shower tabs, do you still add the citrus acid to it?
Yeah, the citric acid basically is to make it fizz, but if you don't want, citric acid is expensive, and most of the citric acid sold is man-made synthetic, so it's not really worth it. That's why I just use the lemonade mixture. But you don't have to. You can use cornstarch, baking soda, and make tabs and the essential oil. The idea is for it to melt in your shower and release the fragrance. But if you're using a shower spray, it does the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If it's for kids, maybe, not kids taking tub baths, but they are just learning to go in the shower, maybe it'll be fun if you make them different colors. And then they are focused on watching it melt, so they don't realize they're taking a shower for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And then they'll become clean, Otherwise, you ever saw kids, they go in, come out, you took a shower? Yes. Your hair is not even wet, So maybe... maybe it has different colors and you say to them, you have to watch it till it melts, then they are in there for 10 minutes. So maybe, I don't know.
Right. Someone also asked for like the shower tabs. Could you do something similar with laundry?
Yes.
Like
yes.
laundry?
Yeah. But I'm a chemist, but I can tell you one thing, homemade laundry doesn't work. It doesn't, because it makes you feel good. You're doing great things for the environment, but in the end, your clothes end up with this real horrible gray dirt that gets embedded in our fabric. And since you're not using bleach, it becomes a problem. I use baking soda and borax and soap flakes. But once in a while, I will use Tide or Purell or whatever those Percel. But you should not only use. It's really actually it ruins your clothes. I feel really bad saying this on this kind of a show, but it's true. I mean, come on, the sheets touch our body, our clothes touch our body. And if it's not becoming clean, it's really a concern. So.
Yes, I agree. Thank you. Someone also asks, could you add raw sugar to the chapstick formula to make a chapstick lip scrub you can take with you on the go?
Yeah, that would be great. But when you use the scrub, oh my God, that's a good idea. So you can have two, right? One is the scrub and then one regular. How brilliant is that person? Who is it? I want to know who you are. How come I never thought of that? Wow. Yeah, that's two things. Yeah, that's so smart. Hey, bravo, whoever you are. Cool. Anything else? See, that's what's cool about these workshops. Everybody has so many great ideas.
Yes, yes. So someone asked, does the recipe you recommend lingers release a little bit slower? She meant for the shower tabs.
Oh, yeah, you could do that. You could put, I would say, really press it hard. I don't press it too hard because I want it to melt fast in my dishwasher, and I use the same ones in the shower. But if you press it really hard, they become like hockey pucks. So it'll take time to melt. And the part of adding citric acid is so it fizzes and dissolves fast. So if you don't want it to dissolve fast, then you don't put so much citric acid in it. All citric acid does is it starts a chemical reaction, which makes it bubble up.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. I don't see any more questions in the chat. So if anyone have any last minute questions that they want Gioya to answer, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Okay. I think everybody's tired. It's Friday.
Okay, a question did come in. Can you state the shower tablet?
Can I what?
State the shower tablet. I'm not sure what they mean by that. If you can clarify in the chat, that'll be awesome.
Because you can put them in a jar and keep them in your bathroom. They don't dissolve. If you put citric acid, they will if it's humid in your bathroom. But if you don't put too much citric acid, you could have a whole jar of them. And you know what? They're great for your toilet bowl too. That way you don't have to scrub it. You just drop one in your toilet bowl on your way out of the house. And then when you come back, it's sparkling clean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're versatile, those tabs.
Yeah, someone asked, can you say the recipe again for it? But I'm not sure which recipe they're talking about.
Maybe is it for the tabs? I can do that. It's fine with. Yeah. Move this over here. Okay. Sorry, it's 1 cup baking soda, 1/2 cup citric acid. You mix it really well together. And this is the tricky part. I use Dawn. You can take Dawn and drop by drop, you start putting it. It'll start fizzing. Don't panic. Just keep mixing it till it gets, if you ever bake pie and it has strudel, you know, it's really lumpy. It should be like that. And then you just squeeze it together in the molds, or you can make them into shapes, whatever you want, but don't make it too wet because then it won't hold. So you want to add it slowly, keep stirring, stirring, stirring. And then when it gets to the point, and you keep squeezing it in your hand, if it holds its shape, it's like soil. If you have good soil, it should hold its shape, right? So do the same thing. And then once it reaches that texture, you're ready to go. I put it in ice cube trays because it makes it easy for me. And then I put them out on my porch and they dry, and then you have them in a jar. And they look just like laundry dishwashing tabs. Best essential oils, use peppermint, eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is the best. and you want to cheat, you can put Vicks in it.
Great. Well, it
Yes.
looks like we're at the end of our time
Yes.
allotment for this evening's webinar. We'd like to thank Gioya for this incredible information that she shared with us. We also want to thank our interpreters, Washington and Alondra. We want to thank our tech support, Bill Pape, Twywana for the Q&A, Mayor for helping us out. And we also want to remind you, we have lots of webinars that we've had throughout this Grow Together series for this year. And we definitely want you guys, if you missed any of them, to check them out on our YouTube channel. So, and then also remember, we are concluding tomorrow. So we have a couple of workshops still planned for us. So please, I think, link up on Eventbrite and RSVP, and we definitely want to see you on our webinars tomorrow. So,
Yes. And if
Washington, thank you. Sorry, I speak so fast.
yes, also we have a survey, evaluation survey. So please fill out any comments that you have so we can make our actual webinars even better. So definitely, we love to hear your feedback. And we're going to put everyone in gallery view. We're going to take a screenshot so we can see all the wonderful faces that joined us tonight. So I'm going to do that at this time.
Yeah, thanks everyone. So we invite you to join us in the virtual space, to be present, turn on your cameras if you'd want to, come into a group photo. We're going to stop the recording.